RC from the Night's Watch. Welcome back again to another one of our videos. Just wanted to check in again on the district attacks. This is after the nerf happened now, where we reduced what the effect is of the cemetery skeleton spells. But I wanted to show you that they're actually still quite useful even as a non-maxed out base. So here I am taking a look at the Barbarian Camp. And this one I think is the hardest non-capital attack. So to be able to get through this on 2 hits it can really help you out a lot if you can save an extra attack and get a little bit deeper into the bases. So here again we're gonna swarm with all of our battle rams, bringing in the super wizards behind. The key focus here is to make sure you're dropping your skeletons around the biggest splash damage that you can and try to focus on coming in from one particular direction. So you'll see here on this one, I dropped the one spell right around the giant cannon up there in the top left, and then we focused on the mortars. So around 2 of the other mortars, because those things will just chew up your skeletons as they try to get through the base. You know, a lot of the attacks, they have to hit those skeletons twice since they're wearing their armor. Problem with the mortar is, since they shoot off multiple shots, each one counts as a hit onto those skeletons and it'll wipe them out real fast. So saw that first attack there, we left 7,700 points on the board. It's quite a difficult task to try to get through in one final attack, but I'm going to show you again, even without maxed out super wizards or cemetery spells, this attack is still quite viable. So you know, the next set of spells, I dropped them again, focusing on the splash damage areas, trying to spread them out, and this time coming in from both sides of the base. So now we're coming in from the lower right and from the left side to try to keep all those splash attacks spread out and confused. You saw that giant cannon there on the right hand side was just kind of pivoting around, trying to figure out what target to attack, and didn't get off that many hits. Right now we're down to just that one final splash attack anyway with that mortar, and troops are closing in on that one. So as soon as we can get rid of that, we're going to be down to all just single attacks here. But the question is, will we have quite enough troops? So we got just a handful of defenses left that can actually attack any of my troops. We've got the 2 here on the far right that all the troops are kind of straying away from right now. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. We'll concentrate on getting rid of and clearing out the rest of this base. There's only just the one defense left over here on the left hand side that can actually do anything anyway. So we're going to clear all that out here with the 2 remaining super wizards and a couple of skeletons, and now we've got a good number of troops heading over to these final 2 defenses that we've got to take out. Would have been nice to see the wizards just kind of follow the skeletons, but I guess they could actually reach from over here, so unfortunately both of them are going to get taken out. But thankfully there wasn't any giant bombs or anything left on this side, otherwise that could have put a little bit of a damper on our plans. But as it turns out, plenty of hit points left to take out those last 2 defenses, and 2 hit a Barbarian Camp using the skeleton spells, super wizards, and battle rams. So again, this attack, it's still quite powerful on other bases as well. This one I'm showing you here on the Builder Workshop is kind of the opposite actually. We're going to take out a large percentage on the first attack and really just left with cleanup on the second. So again, focusing on defenses that do splash damage. So dropping one of those spells on top of the giant cannon, one of them on top of the mortar, and then one of them on top of the giant cannon there in the north. And we're going to focus on this side of the base, on the east and north sides of the base, and try to just clear out this entire section of the base and work our way around. There's not really that much splash damage left on the other side of that base, so the more of it I can take out on this first hit over on the east and the north, the less work we're going to have to do when we go to look at the next part of the base. So I did lose a good chunk of the troops. Unfortunately, down, you'll see those super wizards are kind of wandering down towards the south. It would have been nice if I had opened up that one wall just a little bit sooner so that everybody would have walked up to the north there together. It's okay, they do some damage down there in the south side of the base anyway, but they could have done a lot more if they had some skeletons in front of them there to help and tank for them. Still a good number of troops coming down from the north now as well. Couple of super wizards mixed in there, and a lot of skeletons and barbarians left over from the rams coming down. So actually a decent amount of troops left to try to help tank and get in front of them. You're going to see here taking out a couple more single defenses anyway, and taking out the district hall. So for a first attack, this is, using this strategy, this is actually a pretty high percentage of base that's going to get cleared. I mean, normally a lot of these attacks that I do on the first hit, even just getting up to 30 or so is a pretty decent start. So this one you'll see here, as soon as we clear that last building there, we actually got up to 60% on the first hit and over 4,500 points. So doesn't leave a lot left to have to do on the second attack. Again, we're going to focus on splash damage, so dropping these spells concentrated around up there on the west side. You'll see we kind of focused on some of the concentration of defenses there. And then down towards the south, we did have a wizard tower, and we've got one giant cannon down there as well. The tricky part here on the south is that this area, I think most of the bases I see on the Builder Workshop are set up this way, where you've got your crushers that are there. So that's obviously going to do a lot of damage very quickly to all of our skeletons. But if we can get some super wizards out in front of that, they'll be able to clear out those crushers and not leave a big problem. So you can see here with how much damage we did on that first attack, just completely overwhelmed what was left of that base. So many skeletons left still to come in. So that's what I wanted to show you. This is still a very viable attack strategy for even after the nerf here last week. I think as these bases, as my things continue to get closer to max, you'll see this is actually the highest total that I've put up so far, 32,000. I think if I do it the right way, I could probably even get some of these attacks maybe close to that 40,000 number if I set it up correctly and just focus on one of my guys to get as high as I possibly can. But anyway, I'll bring you some more of these videos as this strategy continues to evolve. But I think for now, the skeleton super wizard ram is here to stay. And once I can max out that skeleton spell, it's only going to get a little bit more powerful. So hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me a like and subscribe if it's interesting to you. I'm going to keep putting up videos here. Definitely focused on that district attacks, because I think those are the most fun for me right now. So feel free to stop on by again. RC from the Night's Watch. Talk to you again soon.